This is amazing. How old is it?
It's old.
Very old, very old. Could you show me how it works? So right now where I'm standing, come 2 in the morning, it's going to be packed out, it's going to be quality techno, and it's going to be full of local Georgians. I'm really excited. I'm going to be joining them on the dance floor in my prime. I'm Holly Lapsley Fletcher. I'm a musician and producer from Liverpool in the UK. Last night I flew from London to Tbilisi. The Soviet Union occupied the city for most of the 20th century, until its fall in 1991. You can see the remains of this era in the Eastern Bloc-style architecture that surrounds Tbilisi. Over the next few days, I'm going to talk with local artists about what makes the electronic music scene so important to the city. Right now, I'm going to meet up with 2 guys that run one of the biggest nightclubs in the city to chat about music and social movement. The venue is located underneath the home stadium for the national rugby and football teams, in what used to be an underground swimming pool.
This is the stadium where national team plays and also like the main club of the city plays. Right there, downstairs of that entrance is our club, Bassiani.
It's over there.
No, it's over there.
No, it's 14th.
I feel like I'm going to discover cave drawings or something.
And this is kind of the logo of the movement. It's called like White Noise Movement, and this movement fights zero tolerance drug policy, which our government implements.
So not only is it illegal, but it's
No.
almost shamed upon
Yeah.
in cultural and
Yeah,
social
so
situations.
what means is like, for example, we had elections a couple of weeks ago, and all the oppositional parties had this decriminalization in their programs. So that's a like big social thing.
Do you feel like people come down into the club and it's very dark and it's quite anonymous and they kind of lose themselves in it?
It's all about freedom, you know, with darkness. You're expressing this freedom. You can't see any fancy things on them. It's just a freedom. You could feel these social movements happening in the club, ethnical or sexual minorities' rights, you know.
So what's the night tonight?
The Euro is an international guest from Japan, and the local one is named Ancheli. So both of them are playing tonight, so there's 2 DJs.
When does it start getting
Two
packed?
is pretty packed, and like peak time, I'd say it's like 3 a.m.
Which says the right time.
Around 2 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see you there at 2 then.
Yeah.
Tonight I'm going for a meal with Tato, who is a local promoter and talent booker. I'm going to chat with him about how the Tbilisi music scene has transformed over the years and how he got his start in music. After dinner, he's going to take me out and show me some of the best spots in the city. I'm so hungry. Let's get a drink. Oh, fab. Thank you very much.
There is something about Georgian people. I mean, there is a big demand of dance in Georgia. I remember even like the 90s, like the hard years. There was no electricity, like the people were starving from not eating. The horrible times, but still. Whenever we had any celebration like birthday, wedding, it was all about celebration. In every family there was somebody singing, dancing.
So it's embedded within the culture?
Yes, everybody wants to dance and express themselves on the dance floor.
That's amazing.
Since childhood, the school and the music was my two passions. A revolutionary thing happened to me at the end of 2002. I think still the greatest club in Tbilisi, Ajara Music Hall.
For Tbilisi, was that the first time that there was a club that was playing international electronic music?
It was the something that Georgians have never seen before. Good sound system,
Yeah.
good light system. From the Ajara Music Hall, I think the profession promoter was born, and like the people already knew that, like, wow, there is like the promoter who books the artists. Artists can be from all around the world, and like they are coming to Tbilisi to play for you.
So it puts Tbilisi on the map.
Yes, yes.
I'm excited for the night.
The night is young, and show has just begun.
The night is young. So we're going to go out tonight to a few of the venues that you said. Tell me about them, what we're going to expect.
Nowadays, everywhere we go tonight, you can be whoever you want.
Yeah.
The concept of Tbilisi perfectly matches the venue itself, where it's held at the moment.
Industrial.
Yeah, industrial. This is one of the concepts that like Tbilisi formation guys stand for. They fight for freedom, they fight for like the human rights, and everything can be exposed on the dance floor. Now we are going to Kvarze, which was like the old Fisher's restaurant.
Yeah.
And now it turned to, hello my dear.
Hello, my love. Everybody knows everybody.
Kvarze, very good platform for the young musicians to be able to perform. Plus, they're doing like the all quite good international lineup as well, and it has the two little dance floors and quite comfortable place to be.
I like how they're playing with vinyl. Yeah. I feel like emigrating.
Cafe Gallery is a place where during the daytime you can eat food, you can watch the paintings, and at 11 p.m. it changes to a nightclub. One of the first places who regularly made events for all kinds of people. It was like the really gay-friendly atmosphere. It is a remarkable place in these terms. And now actually this kind of freedom you can feel in every club.
Oh, last night was mental. It was so good. It was so much fun. The nightlife here is like everything revolves around the music. That's what it feels like. God, it's so unnecessary. It's like people beeping the horns. It's just calm down. It's a Sunday. MC Lapsley rolling into Tbilisi. I've been resurrected this morning by coffee, orange juice, and croissants, and I'm heading to Vodcast Records, which is the only record shop in Tbilisi. We met the owners last night while they were DJing, and they invited us over to check out the shop and talk about why this scene has taken off in the last few years. I've been told it played until early this morning, so let's see how this goes.
Yo, last night was like crazy. Yeah. Opening our record store was childhood dreams, so it feels really good.
After our experience last night, we noticed there's this sense of freedom and anonymity. Why do you think it feels so free?
I think it's because of the world outside. You know, it's a combination of many negative factors. One of them could be religion, another one could be political madness. We had a couple of wars for the last 20 years. After the breakup of the Soviet Union, first 10 years till 2000s was quite hard. I think it then transformed into this desire to create your own world in this reality.
Yeah, the free world.
Yeah, the free world, yeah.
Seems like in every society, there's always young people, big or small, that listen to eclectic electronic music.
It's not only about music in this case, it's a movement.
After speaking with Varko and Zirkin, I want to hear more about the history of this movement. I'm on my way to meet up with Sergei, who chronicled the beginnings of the electronic music scene in his 2005 documentary, Electronauts. He's going to tell me more about the important role the city plays in this part of the world and how young artists are creating change within the city.
I would consider myself being a music enthusiast and media producer. Some people call me musician, but I don't think that I'm a musician right now.
The documentary that you produced, The Electronauts, what was the situation of the music industry at the time when you made it?
Actually, when we started this film, there was no industry whatsoever. There was no scene whatsoever. There were just a couple of musicians producing electronic tracks. These were just enthusiasts, people who loved the music. They wouldn't even call this electronic music. At that time, we had shortage of electricity in the country, and these guys were doing electronic music, so that was already funny to do a documentary about them.
როდესაც შუქი მიდის ღებულობ აკუმულატორს, ყენი და წერ ელექტრონულ მუსიკას. ეს არის ქართული ელექტრონული მუსიკა რა.
For us, it was very important at that time to show that in this very small country, there are a couple of guys who are creating the same music like in London, for
to the
instance.
same level.
I think that we have very special kind of role in this region. We are pioneers in the region for democracy. We see people from Iran here, young people coming to party to Georgia. We see people from Russia coming here, which is not one of the freest countries in the world, right? And that's why I think that this scene is important regionally. So I'm pretty sure that it will empower people, give them a hope for changes.
Common theme seems to be change and transformation. And we've even seen that in the kind of venues. That seems like a very physical metaphor for what's happening in the country right now.
It's an interesting thing because we have this terrible 70s, 80s Soviet architecture.
I quite like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's exotic in a way, but what can you do with this stuff? The only thing is to change them, right? And to do something nice inside. When you have these kind of spaces and you are creative enough to change, to transform this place, sure, kids are changing it and using it.
We're going to check out 11th Community, which is one of these old Soviet buildings turned into a creative space for like-minded individuals creating electronic music.
This is an interesting elevator.
There we will meet a DJ and producer to chat about the developing sounds of Tbilisi.
This is the community created by DJs, producers. This is a place where we just practice music, play records and just chill.
This room was like my grandfather's working space. 1 year ago, he told me that he had some place and I had to check it out. Yeah. We share the ideas, we share the music, we help each other. So this friendly community is very important for development, I think so.
I've been making music for 5 years and it's pretty interesting because you put your soul in it, you put yourself in it, you want to express and put your emotions in it and you just want somebody to understand you. That's all I do.
Do you feel like Tbilisi is developing its own sound or do you think it's early days?
I think we should have the unique sound as well, but I think it's on the early stage. We will develop that.
I've spent the past few days in Tbilisi trying to understand why such eclectic genres of electronic music have become so popular. The whole underground scene seems to be booming in the last few years, and I think this all comes from the young people, craving change from the past and also appreciation of music from a time where music was restricted. I feel this is just the beginning for electronic music in Tbilisi, and I'm excited to hear their sound develop.
The music is the most important thing, and I don't want to turn completely to business kind of thing. I hope that it's not gonna happen because there will be always some rebel who will change the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be very interesting times next couple of years.
We are really different from the last generation.
Yeah.
We are the childs of the post-Soviet country and we want it to be free. We should keep that vibe.